Assalamu alaikum, inshallah you're well guys. So today we're going to talk about the differences in apprenticeship types. So for example, you may have heard an apprenticeship being referred to as a level 4 or a level 7 apprenticeship, but what does that actually mean? Inshallah we'll cover it off in a bit more detail. Firstly, it's important to understand that in the UK there are 9 levels of qualifications and they go in order. So at the bottom you have entry level qualifications, which if you've been educated in the UK will be extremely simple. So it may be a basic course in English which meets the requirements of an entry level qualification, and it goes all the way up to level 8, which is the equivalent of having a doctorate, so doing a PhD at university. And in these range of qualifications, you'll find rankings for your GCSEs, your A-levels or BTEC. So again, as an example, if you have a pass grade in GCSE, which is grade 4 or above, or C grade and above, you'll have the equivalent of a level 2 qualification, whereas A-levels are the equivalent of a level 3 qualification. So in terms of accountancy apprenticeships, the lowest level that you can start on, which I'm aware of, is the level 2 apprenticeship. And this is where you'll be typically studying for the level 2 AAT. They've pretty much given it in the name. And you'll have the equivalent of a GCSE qualification once you complete this. And inshallah, you may start this after you've completed your main GCSEs at school. Now, some of you may be thinking, hold on a minute, why am I going to study GCSEs at school to then progress onto an apprenticeship which is at the same level? I want to progress. I want to do an apprenticeship at another level. And guys, it does depend on the employer. Some employers may feel that because you may not have a relevant GCSE in accounting, or even if you do, it may not be relevant to the industry that you're working in. They just want to ease you in, so they'll start you off at a level 2 apprenticeship, which will take you approximately 1 year to complete. After that, you have the level 3 qualification, which again, you study for the AAT, but this time at level 3. And inshallah, it will take you around a year to complete. And this is where I started after my A-levels. Now at levels 2 and 3, I'm not aware of any qualification on offer other than the AAT. So inshallah, if you do start at that stage, very likely you'll be studying for the AAT qualification, but it does change when it comes to level 4. So if you started off an apprenticeship, say at level 2 or level 3, and you were completing the AAT qualification, it's very likely that inshallah, when you progress onto level 4, you'll complete your AAT. And once you've completed your AAT, you have a standalone qualification and you can apply to become a member of the AAT, which means you can use the letters MAAT after your name. However, at level 4 stage, there are other qualifications on offer as well. So each of the chartered accountancy bodies may have their own equivalent of a level 4 qualification. As an example, with the ICAW, they offer the CFAB qualification, which stands for the Certificate in Finance, Accounting and Business. And this is essentially the first 6 exams of the ACA. So if you go directly into a level 4 apprenticeship, instead of doing the AAT, you may find yourself studying for the CFAB qualification, which is just 6 exams. The level 4 apprenticeships normally take around 2 years to complete, and you typically start these after your A-levels. It's very unlikely you'll go directly into the level 4 AAT or CFAB straight after GCSEs. So if you want to do an apprenticeship after your GCSEs, just be aware you may spend 2 years anyway doing the level 2 and level 3 qualification, or you could do your A-levels or BTECs and then go directly into a level 4 apprenticeship after completing those. However, the best schemes are the level 7 apprenticeships, because this will take you all the way to becoming a chartered accountant. And at level 7, the qualifications are the equivalent of a master's degree from university. And guys, just on a side note, if you take on a level 2, 3 or 4 apprenticeship, or you may be completing one right now, don't worry, you haven't missed out, because the chances are once you've completed the level 2, you'll progress onto the level 3 and then progress onto the level 4. And inshallah, if you've had a positive impact where you work, they'll keep you on and train you to become a chartered accountant. So although you may not have directly entered a level 7 apprenticeship, inshallah, you'll still have the same opportunities available to go ahead and become a chartered accountant. And worst comes to worst, say your current firm doesn't take you on. Say they stop at level 4. They say, we don't want to train you to become a chartered accountant because it's not relevant for us. It does happen. What you can do is inshallah leave. You've got about 2 to 3 years experience. You've got a qualification. Get a job elsewhere. Impress. And they may then train you on to become a chartered accountant. Now you may be thinking at this stage, what happened to levels 5 and 6? Because level 5 is the equivalent of a foundation degree, and level 6 is a bachelor's degree from university. So if you complete 3 years at university and get a degree, you'll have a qualification at level 6. And the simple answer is there are no apprenticeships or equivalent qualifications on offer at the level 5 and 6 stage in accounting. So your options are either you go ahead and complete the AAT or an equivalent qualification at level 4, or you go ahead further and become a chartered accountant, which means you'll have the equivalent of a level 7 qualification, but there's nothing in between. There's no qualification that you could study which will be the equivalent of a level 5 or level 6. Some of you guys may also be thinking about degree apprenticeships. If you don't know what that is, honestly, where have you been, guys? Because these are extremely popular and very competitive. And the reason why is because as well as becoming a chartered accountant, your employer, typically one of the big 4, will also pay for you to go to university and get a bachelor's degree. So when you complete this, you'll not only be a chartered accountant, but you'll have a degree on top as well. And these apprenticeships are still level 7 apprenticeships, even though you have a degree, which is at level 6, because the chartered accountancy qualification is at a higher level. Remember, it's the equivalent of a master's. These apprenticeships will still be referred to as level 7 apprenticeships. Inshallah, I've made that clear for you guys so you now understand and can explain to others what are the differences between apprenticeship levels in accounting and finance. And inshallah, I just want to reiterate, guys, that although I said the level 7 apprenticeships are the best, which they are, because it guarantees the training opportunity for you to go ahead and become a chartered accountant, inshallah, levels 2 to 4 are absolutely fine as well, because the main thing is that you're going to build up experience, and inshallah, even worst comes to worst, they don't take you on to train you to become a chartered accountant. You can take your experience elsewhere. I remember I worked with someone in my team only recently who joined the firm as a temp, and inshallah, they were then trained through the ACCA qualification and they've gone on and become a chartered accountant. So there are opportunities out there, even if you're not on the best apprenticeship. But inshallah, I'll leave it there, guys. As always, any questions or queries, please feel free to comment below or message me on Instagram.